A river is flowing free again just in time for salmon spawning season.
Near the California-Oregon border this week, workers using excavators breached the final dams on a key section of the Klamath River. Mark Branson.
The electric company that previously owned the dams made a decision that they did not want to continue to operate them.
So they were transferred to Branson's Klamath River Renewal Corporation and removed. But Don Gentry with the Klamath Tribes says the salmon's return won't be automatic.
It may take really concentrated efforts, some hatchery supplementation.
Still, the passage is now clear, and there have already been reports of salmon starting their journey. I'm Ben Thomas.
A Dublin portal in New York City is closed after providing a virtual bridge between the two cities since May. The technology sculpture that allowed visitors to connect with their Irish counterparts in real time has attracted hundreds of thousands. More at srnnews.com.
Looking for the right bank to be your partner? Experience the difference at Southern States Bank. At Southern States Bank, we're not just your bankers, we're your partners. Our team is deeply rooted in the community, and we take pride in providing personalized service. Come to Southern States Bank, where great service comes naturally. Visit us today or check us out at southernstatesbank.net. Southern States Bank, your community, your bank. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 410611.
Wishbone Fried Chicken is back in a brand new location, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newnan. Same great taste, the best chicken around. Fish dinners, open Monday
Good
through
morning.
Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4
Find
p.m.
somebody from
It's
already
Wishbone
like it.
Fried Chicken, right next door to their former location, bringing you the best
What's up,
chicken
New
around.
Beginning?
So
How you doing, my
great.
friend?
Wishbone Fried Chicken,
Thank you for
31
being with us.
Jackson Street, Suite A.
You wonderful human being, you. Good morning to you. The day after Labor Day. Hopefully you didn't have to labor yesterday. If so, I appreciate your laboring. Australia. Yes, she had to work yesterday. Okay. You guys didn't get it off yesterday. Dadgummit. That wasn't fair. Well, I appreciate you being with us this morning. All right. Your time overnight.
And Water Treatment News has got you covered with their amazing antioxidant alkaline water. Swing by for quick and easy drive-through pickup and check out their selection of health-boosting options. Stay cool, stay refreshed, stay healthy with Water Treatment News.
Sun newspaper serving Lafayette and Chambers County, Alabama, with all your local news, sports, public announcements, and more. Locally owned and operated. Sun News can be found in your local businesses throughout the area. The best advertising rates. Start your subscription today at epaper.wilcoxnewspaper.com or 334-864-8885. Sun News, Lafayette and Chambers County, Alabama's only local news source.
Are you looking for a dog trainer with positive reinforcement to help you bond with your new furry friends, or to have customized training in your own home, or wonderful group classes? Check out Vincent's House on their Facebook page. Rosemary has extensive certification in dog psychology, is an AKC certified evaluator, and
Oh, good morning to you.
certified training team.
Anybody
Check
else
out
home?
Vincent's House Facebook for more information.
Oh, I didn't know this was going to work. I thought, okay, it's
Save
working.
a life at Coweta County Shelter today.
All right.
For a reliable dental practice that not only cares about your teeth, but is friendly to work with? How about one that offers great deals and new patient promotions? Well, your search is over. Most Valuable Smiles in downtown Eatonton, Georgia is committed to giving you the biggest and brightest smile. Right now, get
Ah,
$99
there you go.
patient
Here we go.
including x-rays and exams.
Good morning, Martin. How you doing, brother?
Most Valuable Smiles-
Early out there on the West Coast. Hope you're doing well, my friend.
Smile you've always wanted by taking advantage of an exclusive $100 off Zoom whitening treatment when you book today. Most Valuable Smiles in downtown Eatonton to lock in these exclusive deals. 706-623-0318 or visit mostvaluablesmiles.com.
The
let's do this one too.
They have office buildings refinanced next year. That's a huge amount of money. Because they were financed at very, very low rates, year zero. And now they'll have to pay very high rates. Yet we have to keep in mind.
I'm doing fantastic. Glad to be back today.
40% of all the loans of regional banks are for these types of loans. And that could pose a serious problem. That is Perry Johnson's 2 cents on the economy today. For your 2 cents, go to perryjohnson2cents.com and enjoy
The views and opinions of this show and program are not the views and opinions of this station, its management, or its clientele.
Hello, everyone. This is DJ Commando of a 45's Affair radio show, where I play all vinyl 45s. You're listening to WQEE 99.1 FM, Newton, Georgia.
What's up, Duke? How you doing this morning? I hope everything's going well with you too, brother. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and if I don't see you again, a very, very good night. It's that time again on a Twisted Tuesday, the day after Labor Day. Officially, they're saying the hot weather's over. I don't know if that's true yet or not, but we'll have to wait and see. We got all the news you can use on this Tuesday morning and sports and movies. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm your host with the most, the one, the only Ryan Neal, and of course, I am the game. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night. It's time to welcome you into the Shoutcast Shout It Out Loud with 78,000 plus of you worldwide. The RyanORadio media page on iHeartRadio, Amazon Prime, and 25 other different platforms, streaming platforms, that is. We're across Earth, Rock, Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and all over the Navajo Nation out there. 25 radio stations, including internet and real. And then we're across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, across, finally, 99.1 FM, WQEE, home of Southern Sports, inspirational talk, and so much more. We got it going on with you on a TGIT Twisted Tuesday morning. We're going to get twisted with you. But first, to my haters, this is what we got to say. Like, subscribe, and share on the YouTube as well, ladies and gentlemen. Worldwide, wherever you are, we are there for you with RyanORadio Penitentiary. Hello, we got listener takeover coming up in just a few moments. We're going to pop it in with some of our fantastic listeners from all over the world. Going to get their thoughts and good mornings and good evenings and good afternoons and overnights to them. We'll say hello to a lot of them shortly. Like, subscribe, and share on that page. We got our poll question up for you. We have a different one every single day. And we're back here the day after, of course, Labor Day. Thousands of hotel workers are on strike across the United States. We'll talk about that, ladies and gentlemen. Also, we're going to talk about Disney television channels, including ESPN, and 8 of their local ABC affiliates are going to be blacked out as early as today on DirecTV. I'm going to give you my thoughts on that. And lies, false claims, and even more out there, ladies and gentlemen. We'll talk about the Hells Angels. No, they're not going to just – Hells Angels are a group of highly educated criminals, and they're not going to let you know when they're coming to town. So don't stop listening to somebody who works beside you in the local mill, working with you in the mill, tell you that on the internet. We'll talk about that. Plus, we got sports news. We'll talk about Breman high school football player from Georgia. Breman, Georgia, had gotten injured over the weekend in a game against Bowden. We'll talk about that. Plus, we've got the Week 1 previews. We've already did those last week with Picks to Click or Picks to Hit with my good friend, the one, the only Richard Holdridge. We'll talk SEC sports and Florida State not doing too good. Wow, 2 games lost right there. 0-2 already on the season, I think. Wow, Florida State. And everybody's like, well, they should have been in the playoffs last year. Also, we'll get into movie reviews. Deadpool and Wolverine taking the number 1 spot. Once again, our good friend Shane B will join us in the final period there. Before we do anything and say hello to all you wonderful, fantastic, lovely people on the internet and all over the streaming sites, which which of these TV shows had the best television movies to complete their stories? Growing Pains, 0%. Dukes of Hazzard, and we're talking about when the Dukes came back to town, and False Roscoe, there you go, 67% of the votes. Family Ties, European Vacation, 17% of the votes. Dallas had a couple of movies, including a previews of where the grandparents came from and how the Ewans got started, 17% there. Screaming to the mics for a sub. Can't scream because that'll hurt the eardrums, but you can subscribe anyway. Russian Ball. Good morning, Terry C. He said hello, howdy inmates. He is in St. Charles, Minnesota. Good morning to my good friend Martin. He's up early. Where's everybody else at when Martin can get up and be on the show here this morning out on the West Coast? I expect the rest of them to be here. Bolly, what's up, brother? Isn't the UN part of a one world government? I think they're their own thing. New Beginnings from down in Florida says, I'm down in Australia, Florida. Sorry, I was going to put you in Florida there, but good morning to you, New Beginnings in Australia. He said he had to work yesterday. I'm sorry you had to work. It's overnight where he's at and everything. We got to say good morning to him. You're right about the corporations, though. I can't disagree with you on that, but it's truly possible you may ask me to unite all nations under one task. It may seem like a fairway dream, but with corporations, it's not as extreme. He's putting some politics. Put some poetry there. Duke Space Ranger. Dun, dun, dun. I'm sorry I had to do that. Hey, that was a little loud, wasn't it? Give me a sub there, Russian Ball. Duke Space Ranger. Always, when they got cool names like that, I got to always do something like that. This is Atlanta's very own 99.1 FM WQEE, all of Georgia and Alabama, but worldwide on the stream with RyanORadio Penitentiary. Like, subscribe, and share. Get it out there to all the folks. Usually we got 21K views. I guess people are still sleeping in on Labor Day, after Labor Day, and everything. I guess they're sleeping in after Labor Day, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah. 15 minutes past the hour. Let's take a look at what the active pest control time and temperature is saying for us this morning. 72 degrees in Atlanta. 72 in noon and 73 in Atlanta, 74 in Auburn, Opelika, and over in Lineville, listening to us on WZEV 90.5 FM. They've got 73 degrees as well. Cooling out there this morning. Going to be cooling down. They say it's supposed to cool down right after Labor Day and start getting that fall weather. Let's hope so. It was a beautiful day in the neighborhood yesterday and a wonderful day for downtown's Labor Day sale that we had in Noonan. All right, Russian Ball says, I'm from the Saudi Arabia. Oh, all right. Thank you for subbing, my friend. We'll appreciate you. It's all about the respect and love here. Hey, there you go. Bally said he loves you guys. I knew he would. That's my brother. Brother from another mother across the country, from another country now in the U.S. It's all about respect here, guys, and learning from one another. That's the best thing, and never, ever pushing people down for their different beliefs. But I'm a good Christian boy, so I'm sorry about that. I'm a follower of Christ, so I'm not sorry. Let me take that, God. I didn't mean to say that, God. I didn't mean I'm sorry about that. I mean, I'm proud of that. I'm just saying I'm sorry if some people don't like it. But I'm a follower of Christ. So there you go. Those Saudis are real deal, unlike those like those Muslims. I'm not going to say the other part. I can't say that. Polly says, I'm from Mars. Men are from Mars and women are from Venus, Martin. Wasn't there a book out like that back in the day? Aha, elder statesman. I met some elder statesmen yesterday, guys. The guys with the American Legion here. I want to thank those fantastic gentlemen for talking with me yesterday and giving me the time of day there. I don't know. You've probably heard of the American Legion, haven't you, Martin? Those men and women that work there, veterans, helping veterans, families, and communities. So there you go. And so we will say hello to them this morning as well. Randy, good morning to you and the crew there. Also, what's going on? Support Noonan High School's theater. Make a big donation to the NoonanTheater.weebly.com/. There you go. They got theater going on. everything's been rebuilt over there at the school. So there you go. We'll talk more about them on Fridays and everything. Yes, they are, Dr. Ruth. Thank you. I tell you what, I did Dr. Ruth voice one time. I got to do it for Martin. You got to have sexual contact with the vagina and the and you got to make sure that you're making love in the correct way. Men are for Mars, women are for Venus. Dr. Rufia. There you go, finally got it. I am patriotic, yes. Well, I do have friends that have died. My father was a veteran who's passed away now. He didn't die in the armed forces, but he was a veteran. So I have much respect for him. Our people are not part of the Chinese. You're speaking like Corona Chinese. What? Oh, so you don't believe that you get sick from that? There's a conspiracy theory online. We're going to talk about lies, false claims, and even more BS from people who don't know what they're talking about. Just like in Colorado coming up this morning, there's nothing going on in Colorado where the Hells Angels are heading that way, just to let you guys know. I know you might have seen this false claims on the internet. The Hells Angels are a group of men that have their own agenda, and they do not let a bunch of people out here know when they're going to show up. They're not, it's not, they don't utilize social media. It's like, hey guys, we're coming to your town. We're taking photos on the social media. We're going to make cookies for the church bake sale. Oh, I'm patriotic. I have to be. I support everybody, but I love you still, Polly. You don't have to have dead friends to be patriotic. Exactly. But I do have people that I do. And the American Legion people were really nice people. So, and we thank them for their service. They're really, really good and everything. But anyway, I just want to get this in at 20 minutes past the hour again. We're still at 72 degrees in the Atlanta market, and of course, Active Pest Control bringing you a look at this. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, gooey things at all. Mike and the crew can exterminate and lay the smack down for you. We got a couple other things to talk about. Workers on strike, as well as some what's going on in Israel this morning. What is going on? I don't need that. There you go. I got to get that done. Sorry about that in the background, guys. Sorry about that. Listeners on the air. That was a little feedback. Anyway, let's get back to it. The Hells Angels are not bringing chocolate chip cookies to the church bake sale. They're not somebody who's going to get on social media and take pictures of themselves smiling while they're eating barbecue. So for people that think that they're on their way to Colorado to take care of, I guess, gang activities going on there, is something Venezuelan gangs or something. I don't know if that's true or not. I do know I saw a news story on it saying that they were having problems with people acting up, but they'll be able to handle it themselves. If it was really as bad as it was, the National Guard would go in. And if the Hells Angels were going to handle it, you and I wouldn't know about it. I just want to let people know that don't listen to some guy that gets on the internet that works in the same building place you go and go, I'll get all my news off the Google. I Google it, because Google's not always going to tell you the truth. You can Google who the World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion is, and they'll give you 200 different World Heavyweight Wrestling Champions. Okay. Martin says, oh, I know a lot of soldiers that died too. I know you did. You're from that generation. Thank you too. All right, guys. So there you go. I just wanted to put that lies, false claims, and all that out of the media, because they're making this stuff up. There's people who just making things up on the internet, and just cause John from down the road who's got a job in the same factory you do doesn't mean he knows more than you do. Yeah, there's some of those gangs there. Hey, I got your stuff in a pinch. I never got a chance to respond to you. Thank you. I wanted to let you know, brother. Thank you for coming on. Good morning, in a pinch. Sweetleaf, good morning to you. Tim, Bob, Rodney K, and Sue on the Navajo Nation. Alice, Michael, David, and Helen. And also good morning to Vicky, and God bless. We pray over Vicky's mom this morning who went into the hospital. In Jesus' name, amen. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to Sweetleaf, as well as going over here, Diana in Australia, Robert in Australia, Diana in South Wales, and our good friend Kiko in Japan, konnichiwa. Sarah Bear overnight in New Zealand. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good overnight to you. And everything. Are you sure they got an official website in a pinch? I don't think it's going to be real. And are you going to cheer for a bunch of bad guys to kill another bunch of bad guys? Hello, says Gail, everybody on the chat, and Sue and Sweetleaf and gang. Pray for Vicky's mom, Gail. It is false claims, guys. And the people that are getting on there doing it, let me tell you what, I'm tired. This is why, I hate to tell you this is why they're going to start. It's not your freedom of speech being taken away from you. This is why they're going to start looking. This is why they look at things and take people off the internet, because everybody's not a news person. Just because you see something on the internet doesn't mean it's real. I may be not real. I'm a ghost from the past. Whoa! But I'm being honest with you. It's not true. They're not going to tell us what they're going to do. The Hell's Angels don't give a rat's tail. They come through town. I mean, unless they're being led by, woke people now, which I seriously doubt that. I seriously doubt they're being hit by woke people. They're not going to tell you and me what they're going to do, brothers and sisters. They don't do that. They don't announce when they're coming in. They come in, they do their thing, they leave town. That's what has always been done with the Hell's Angels. They don't forewarn anybody on anything that they do. They never have done that ever in their entire life. So if they were going to do it, they're going to do it behind the scenes and take care of that. But it is evil versus evil. And the only reason they would be going there to stop these people is that they're taking money out of their pocket. So there you go. Oh, I know you don't support them in the pinch. What's being said is a bunch of people that's saying it. A bunch of people who sit around on the internet all day with nothing better to do but tell us stuff that they've heard, and they're working in the same industries that all of us are working in. And not me. They're not working in the same industry I am, because I would have that news source. And I just say that knowing of everything that I know of the details of the Hell's Angels, they keep to themselves. They don't tell anybody what they're going to do. They don't go out and go after anybody until they're ready to go out. And they don't let you know who they're going after. They keep their secrets. If somebody's stepping on their money, they'll go get them. They wouldn't be going to get, if they're going to get these guys, they're not going to get these guys to help this little town out. It's, hey, you're stepping on our money. You're stepping on what we're making. So, yep, 6:30 in the morning, Jess. 7:30 here. So they're stepping on 99.1 FM WQEE the Key. So, like I said, Hell's Angels, stop listening to what Joe down the street is saying on his Instagram or TikTok, because they really don't know what they're talking about. And you really don't want to piss off people like the Hell's Angels saying they're going to do something and go, what is all nobody saying about us? Because they don't take pictures of them eating their fancy hamburgers. They don't bake cookies for the church bake sale. They show up in the town unannounced, and they don't let you. And if they're showing up in the town to take on somebody, it's not because they're there to be heroes. They're there because somebody's stepping on their money. And like I said, I'm not going to get on the internet and on radio and on the air and tell everybody that, oh, Hell's Angels are heading to Colorado when authorities have already said that that's not true in Colorado, and the Hells Angels have not confirmed. And if they were showing up, like I said, they're going to show up unannounced. And it's like, hey, you're taking money out of my pocket. Beat you up. Now give me my money. Exactly. Why would you tell people you're coming to town to do a crime? Yes, Martin. But you and I remember the Hells Angels for who they are, and they're not going to tell anybody. Yeah. Colorado College protest done by who? Victoria Newland. Who's that? I don't know who that is. All right, coming up after the break, ladies and gentlemen, we got more stuff to talk about, including some stuff's going over in Israel at war. Plus, ladies and gentlemen, thousands of workers are protesting. It's horrible. People need a savior, and that's who they picked. I know, right, Jess? That's it. It's terrible that people need something like that because people want. You're right, Jesse. You're right, Jesse. It's horrible that that's who they picked. But I just want to get that out there over the air and on news sources. Please don't listen to your fellow people out there just getting on their Instagram and Facebook making things up and saying things. This is the problem we have with all false claims, lies, false claims, and more. And I'm going to start doing a segment on my show every morning. Back in a moment, ladies and germs. 30 minutes past the hour, still 72 degrees here in the Noonan market. Your type of temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, and groovy things all. Michael the Groove can exterminate and lay the smack down for you. Which of these television shows had the best TV movies to complete their stories? Growing Pains. They had about 2 of them, 8% of the votes. Dukes of Hazzard. You know when they went back to Hazzard and Boss Roscoe? 62% there. Family Ties, 8%. And Dallas, 23%. They had afterwards, and they had movies about the legacy of the Ewans and how their enemies came up and how that oil on that land, how they first got it. Back in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with us. I don't think anybody really cares about doing anything for anybody. I don't care who they are. They just want to divide us. And if there's a lot of gang activity going on, I don't understand why they haven't done any arrests. It's up to local people there. Hey, Agent 36, the police are tried to say it wasn't even happening until a video started coming out. Colorado's scrambled egg. Yep. Well, and look, it's not always about, look, these people could be legal immigrants. You never know. People are into gang activity because that's how they make their money. They sell drugs, everything, just like the Hells Angels. They all make money on drugs and alcohol and stealing and drugs and illegal things and this, that, and the other. You know, mostly it's drugs, I'm going to say, and guns. And they're not selling guns to you and me, the local guys or the local gals. They're selling guns to people to continue the wars over in Israel. And they're selling drugs, and it's not mostly, and sex trafficking is another one. Yep. Big time. And look, don't think our government on both sides of the aisle don't know. But there's money being made in it. Let's just be truthful. There's money being made in it, guys. You and I find it disgusting and derogatory and evil, but people making money off of it don't really care. Just like that Nicolas Cage movie where he was trafficking guns and it was based on a real person. Well, the guy was an American out of New York, Bronx, New York. He was a poor guy, and he started this business selling these guns worldwide to, you know, and it was based on a real person. It's how it is. They don't care. It happened. It's all happening because we have a nothing president. Well, even if we had a president that you guys approved of either side, even if RFK, because I know you like RFK, Bolly, was president. It's still going to happen. It's all about money. It's all about money. The angels are out here doing mostly human trafficking and extortion. Yep. Horrible stories out of Rockford and Chicago, and their war with OL hasn't been. Yep, that's true. That's true. But that's what they all. And like I said, if they were going there, I don't know why these people you see on the internet were getting excited about them supposedly going to Colorado to fight the Venezuelans. It's just people going, I'm going to be a racist prick because I'm going to say that we're Americans. And the thing about it is you just told the truth about them in a pinch. That if they're going there, they'd be going in secret, just like Martin and I said. They'd be going in secret, and they wouldn't let us know, and they'd be going to finish off a rival gang that's taking money out of their pocket if they were going. Turkey beat Navy officials. I didn't say that. You're sitting in an SUV, Agent 36. Wow. Well, the Rockford, they might be saying they're going to do it. I don't know. I don't know who's running it because back when I was growing up, Hell's Angels didn't tell you when they were coming to town. I don't know about all making fun of people, guys. That's the problem with our society. But I feel like if they're putting it on their internet, and maybe somebody else putting it on there, I just don't feel like they're going to go. And if they're going, they're only going after a rival gang for the same crimes. They're not going because they're the good guys trying to beat up a bunch of bad guys. These criminals, most of them probably would have to ask their PO for permission. Yep. It's evil versus less evil. Oh, Bali, golly. Bali's like, it's evil against less evil. Whoa, brother, that's a heavy take. How you feel? I love Jewish people, Muhammad. What's wrong with it? I have no hate for anybody. Except for neo-Nazis. Wife abusers. Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. It's about 35 minutes past the hour. You're live on the radio and on the YouTube. Like, subscribe, and share. We're across 78,000 of you plus on the Shoutcast. Also over here, ladies and gentlemen, we're across the Navajo Nation. And Sweet Leaf says, brother, I'm not even worried about all that. I agree with you on them. It's just a hype. And Sue says, we've heard so much about the Hells Angels over the years, and they're not good guys. How could somebody get on the internet and praise them? Because you got a lot of people who are being feared for life because lies, false claims, and nuts are out there on the internet telling all you people that this is how it's going, and it's not true. They're trying to divide us. And look, and like I said, I will never believe that the Hells Angels, if somebody put it on their page, they must have hacked it or something. I'm never going to believe that the Hells Angels, no matter where they're going, are going to tell you where they're going. Most of us that grew up around knowing them over the years know these guys show up where they want, do what they want, and leave. They're not the kind of people that are coming in to save the town. They're coming in to go, hey, there must be some activity going over there. They must be making money. If they're gonna go in there, they're going in there to take out a rival gang. That poor little town right outside of Denver. If it's real, there's gonna be some problems there for the local people. It's not real though, according to authorities and everything. But if it is real, it's gang warfare. But that's all in the Bible anyway. Isn't that right, Martin? It's all work on coming. Randall, good morning to you, my brother, who sends me some cool music from Alabama. my Alabama. Hey, your team won over the weekend. So did my team. Auburn destroyed Alabama A&M 73-3. How did you feel about the first game without Nick Saban, Randall? Let me know. He said, in it, the Outlaws have, parts of Illinois were in Rockford, and they were in Rockford. They need some hard pipe hitters in there. Yeah, really. Jesse, that's right. Just talking about a little of everything. Who came on and asked what we're talking about? Oh, Agent 36. So we're talking about some lies, false claims, and more on the internet that's kind of being done by everyday people who just Google things and think it's real. So instead of knowing, not about gang warfare. What's not about? It would be more about gang warfare, Martin, than anything there. It's not like the Hells Angels are good guys. They're going in to take them Venezuelans out for the Americans. No, not really. People believe that. They also believe that Santa's still real. Independence says, Randall, are you trying to say the Hells Angels are in Rockford? You're going to want to double check that. I believe since you live in a pinch, you live there, I believe you. Randall says, I just don't care anymore. Southern boys, that's how they are. They're like, yeah, whatever, man. The Hells Angels don't come to the South, do they? That's what Randall's saying. I'm picking, Randall. I'm picking in a pinch. Yeah, I just wanted to get off of want to get off that and get us back into cutting up together. It is a Tuesday morning after Labor Day. Want to get us back to having a good time. All right, Disney Television channels, including ESPN and 8 of their local ABC affiliates, are going to be blacked out starting today. On Sunday, the blockage went in effect for 2 companies failed to come being part of a carrier agreement on direct television. Direct television's 11 million subscribers, including those internet-based Universe Television, stopped receiving the channels in the middle of the U.S. Open, which started at 7:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. ESPN was also broadcasting NFL's Week 1 football game between the Jets and the San Francisco 49ers. Will also be broadcasting that. The game will also be simulcast on ABC. All right, here's my thoughts on this. They're trying to get you guys to spend more money on YouTube. YouTube is, everybody's like, I'm going to go to YouTube. I'm going to go to YouTube. Yes, YouTube. And they're going to start banning down a lot of stuff on the YouTube. And it's going to be more television friendly, just the same way WWE was more friendly last night. And they're going on Netflix. My TV was black and got 24 hours Sunday. There you go. They don't want us to have just a regular cable anymore, guys. They don't want to have it anymore. We complained, and I'll be honest with you, we had a right to complain about our cable, even though we got, whether it was cable or DirecTV or whatever, and we were spending $100-something a month or something, and every time we'd add one of the movie channels, it would cost a little bit more. Now you're going to go in the long run, you're going to spend more. You get internet, you're going to spend what? Let's just say, let's keep it radio friendly, quote, conservative, $50 a month. All right, that's $50 a month. Then you're going to spend another $9.99 for Netflix, $9.99 for Hulu, $9.99 for Roku, $9.99 for this, $9.99 for that. That's $10, $20, $30, $40, $50. You already got $100 already there. YouTube, I don't know how much YouTube is. I guess it's $10 or something in the long run to get all these channels. And then you're going to want specialized channels, which is going to another $10. You're going to end up spending over $200 for a month for entertainment, where you used to spend a little less than $100. That's why they're taking these deals off. They're making deals with the YouTube and everything. Jess says they already done it. You can't get hardly any uncensored footage of the war. There you go. You're right, Jesse. You're right. Well, they're not ever going to do that. You know what I mean? They don't want us to know what's really going on because they want you to hate one another. But still, Lewis Rossman, do I follow him? Says Bolly. Yeah, I do not do him at all. Jason's in the house. He's talking about our poll question this morning. So I'm having growing pains right now. What are the chances of me seeing this poll saying growing pains this show on the show this morning? What kind of growing pains you have in there, Jason? You got a female friend in there with you? All right, let's get back to it before sad, says Gail. Sad. It is sad, Gail. But I'm telling you, in the long run, cable's going to end up dropping, and so is the satellites, as everything's going to start being internet based. You're going to be spending $100 for internet and then an extra $200 or $300 for every internet. I mean, you used to would have cable and you'd have these 35 channels, or you satellite and you have all these channels and you pay $100 and something a month, right? Now you're going to pay each channel separately. Peacock is separate from Roku, separate from what is it? Separate from Netflix, separate from Hulu, separate from here, separate from there. Then they're going ABC, ESPN's going to have their own. They're going to be separate. Each one of these you're going to spend $10 a month on. And then when you get like the Stars channels and the HBOs, that's going to be an extra $15 a month. So there you go. There you go. It's neo-Nazi stuff. It could be. Good morning, little Z. It's my legs laughing loud, but I get those other growing pains every morning. All right, Jason, how you? I hope you're doing all right, brother. We're going to pray for your legs this morning. That in Jesus' name, we pray over Jason's legs getting growing pains and everything. He's having problems. We pray for him, God, and we'll put you in his hands to take care of that. And then the other growing pains, hey, that's just normal stuff, Jason. Hey, Toothy, how you doing? Terry C. up into his house with us. Thank you very much. So there you go. I'm lucky because I don't have to pay anything because that's the benefit of working for the government. Oh, you don't? Really? I want to work for the government if I don't have to pay any bills. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that, brother. All right, 15 minutes away from the top of the hour. Easy Money in the house. I know that's not his name, but I like to call him Easy Money. I still get growing pains, Terry C. I know you do. Hey, is our girl Jessica in here this morning? I think I saw her. Good morning, Jessica, as well. So there you go. Subscribers, you're getting ready at Jeopardy and not watching football this season. Maybe radio needs to start bringing back all this stuff that you can hear on the stream and on the radio. Maybe that's what we should do. Maybe I should just go ahead and contact the NFL network or at Westwood One and drop all these games on the internet and on the radio here, so that you guys don't have to miss out on it at all because somebody is doing what they're doing. All right, thousands of hotel workers have gone on strike across the U.S. following months of failed negotiations on their getting higher wages. Some strikes and more have went on across the United States at certain particular hotels like the Hilton, as well as the Marriott and many others. They walked out and on Sunday, so they're still 2 days afterwards, all of these hotels. So there may not be anybody in some of these hotels when you go to check in. You never know. Good morning, Martin Deloach. Good morning to you. Doc Brown, good morning. How you doing this morning? Thank you for being with us. We appreciate each and every one of you as well. And Jessica, thank you for being with us too. So there you go. On strike, man. That is some things that's going on. And sad news before we go to a break. A decorated gymnast by the name of Karen Welsh was fatally shot over the weekend following an altercation with a 23-year-old man that she was living with. I guess it was her 23-year-old boyfriend. They have not released the name of the man, but she was shot in the apartment that the two of them shared. Wow. Violence against women. Where are the heroic Hell's Angels at when you need them? Oh, wait a minute. They do violence against women. I forgot. Don't tell Joe on TikTok that they're not heroes because he thinks they are. Back in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Cheese. What's going on with the cheese? Here we go. Jason, as we head into the break, says, I'm working as a security supervisor right now, and I should be reviewing camera footage, but instead I'd rather listen to this stream. Thank you. Hey, you need to do some of that so you don't get in trouble. Back in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. We got more going on this way, and still to come, 2 great guests on this Twisted Tuesday. I believe so.
Gas prices this Labor Day are roughly 50 cents lower than they were a year ago, providing some relief to drivers. This year, AAA projected that domestic travel is up 9% compared to last year.
Generalize what? People want to make their money. That's the last thing I was talking about was somebody shooting somebody and the hotel workers. So.
A senior executive at cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike will testify before a U.S. House of Representatives subcommittee on September 24th. The company's faulty software update.
I hate to hear that people getting shot. I pray for all those people in the situations. That's what happens when you listen to Joe on TikTok tell you that the Hell's Angels are coming to save you. 2 dead, 3 injured. Oh, we had there was another situation. 3 people dead. 3 people were dead in a small plane crash too. So there's a lot of shootings and stuff. Good morning, Captain Hot Buns. Got to do that. Here in Canada, our lame-ass prime minister banned all handguns. People still going to find a way to do things like they did in London where they're stabbing and stuff. They'll still find a way. It'll never happen in the United States. It's just... It just never will. We'll never let it happen. That's what I say. Prayers for all those injured and murdered. There you go, Gail. I work as a security sergeant, but I'm supposed to be patrolling, but I would rather watch the live stream. Thank you, Agent 206. I appreciate you guys liking, subscribing, and sharing, getting it up to where it needs to be. Also, got up to 73 degrees. I still. That's right. They always find a way to kill one another. But for the sportsmen like myself, for the sportsmen like myself, it's all a burden to have all handguns and our assault style weapons, man. It is very, very uncomfortable because that's all I ever thought of those weapons for too myself. And I don't have any of those myself, but I always thought of it as of what you're saying they are, Jason. I always have. But it's never going to be taken away here. It's just the way it is. Has it been cooling off? Yes, in a pinch, it's cooling off. It was beautiful yesterday. Took me a long stroll on my day off. I had to come by the station to get things ready for today, but it was a wonderful day. I walked by a couple that was behind the station here that was working on painting outside their home. They were painting their porch or something like that. And they were doing painting all over. And I said, you're not supposed to be laboring on Labor Day. And they laughed. They said, hey, we got it opposite, didn't we? I was like, yeah. Everybody was just as happy. It was a great day, cool day. I ran by I walked by an elderly lady I know, and she was like, beautiful days. And I said, I'm enjoying this. Hey, Daniel, how you doing this morning from Missouri? So it's good. Gail's got all them zoo crew animals. Nobody want to mess with her. She's got a slingshot like Bart Simpson, but she got animals laying down and like, oh, you go up to him. That doggy's gonna. That dog's gonna get away from Gail. She's got the zoo crew trained. The weather has been getting nicer too. It's more of a cold. I'm more a cold weather guy. I figure you are. That's why you live in the Illinois area. Yep, you're right, Randall. They are, but not if you had them before, right? If you bought them before all that, right? But even if you do, most people like you, Randall, and my gun guys, you guys ain't got anything to worry about. You're legal to have them. Still can get as many as you want. There's gun shows out there. Think about it. Shh, don't tell them I said that. Don't tell anybody I said y'all can go to gun shows. Shh, those are secret. Welcome back in. Daniel said, I tried to take my wife understand what try to make my wife understand what Labor Day was, but she didn't care. Oh, so she made you labor yesterday? Good morning to Daniel in Missouri. Classic 4 is more funnier. There you go, Randall. There you go. Doc Brown, good morning to you, sister, as well. Everybody, Jason, everybody everywhere. We appreciate all of our wonderful listeners. You worked all day. Well, that's what one couple was. I was telling it off the air. I was coming through downtown, taking a walk because it was beautiful yesterday, guys. I just want to let you know how beautiful it was before we had our Labor Day sale event in downtown, which, man, Chick-fil-A was downtown, so I had to get some Chick-fil-A. And anyway, Chick-fil-A, I don't know what they put in there, but they're addictive. Chick-fil-A sauce, oh, God, I can't get in it. Oh, man, forget it. Some of you like it, some of you don't, whatever. Anyway, I was walking by an elder couple I know, and she was out on the porch. She says, a beautiful day today. I was like, yes, ma'am, it is. I said, I wish you stay like this all the time. She says, it's going to be that pretty soon. I was like, yeah. I said, perfect, cool weather. Not too cold, not too hot. All that was perfect. I headed right past a couple that was out on painting their front porch and everywhere. They were painting out of the yard. They had all kind of things they were doing where their swing set was. I said, hey, you guys not supposed to be laboring on Labor Day? And they said, oh, we got it wrong, didn't we? Like, yeah. They said, bad planning. I said, yes, it was. Should have did that on Sunday and took your Monday off. So there you go. Daniel said he's had to work yesterday. Martin, my slingshot was given to me when I was in the Brownie program years ago. It probably not working now. Yes, but all them zoo crew animals work, Gail. I know that. Randall says, in event you need anything automatic, there will be plenty of them lying around. Exactly. I'm not worried about it. I'll go hang out with Randall or the Patriot or Daniel or Jason. They're all good. I'm good with them. Martin D, all of them. All right, guys. What a morning it is. What a morning it is. All right. Let's jump into it. Which of these television shows has the best TV movies to complete their story? Growing Pains had 2 or 3. Maggie went off at the end of the series. She went for a job in Washington, D.C. Now she was some kind of senator or something. I don't know what it was. 2 of them grown 15% of the votes. Dukes of Hazzard, where the Dukes come back and there was Boss Roscoe. Boss Roscoe comes. Sagan passed away. 54% of the votes. Family Ties had a movie. They went to vacation in Europe, 8% of the votes. And Dallas, several movies, including the origin story of the Ewans and how they got their oil, 23% of the votes. There you go. That is the actual ones, not movies later on based on these shows, but the original shows, movies they had later on. There might be some out there you're thinking of, guys. I have no earthly idea. In a bench says, I committed a nonviolent crime 15 years ago and lost my rights to a weapon. Wow, I'm sorry to hear that. in a pinch. Maybe you need to move to the South. We wouldn't hold it against you. But I am sorry about that, brother. Martin Lowe said, yes, it's called a flashlight. What are we talking about, flashlight? Full Throttle said, Dukes, Dukes, Dukes. There you go. We got to vote for the Dukes of Hazzard again. They're getting it. Martin M. says, out of Washington State, hopefully his wife is not listening. If she is, I'm gonna say he didn't say this. I'm gonna say somebody else said it. I only watched the Dukes of Hazzard because of Catherine Bach, who later on was on Another World, by the way, guys. She was on a soap opera. Like so many of these actors and actresses do soap operas later on. Martin Lewis says, security guys laugh out loud. The South will rattle again, says Full Throttle. Dukes of Hazzard, says Daniel. I told you Daniel, Missouri was part of the South. SEC, there you go. All right, guys, stay tuned. Coming up next hour, we got some sports. We'll talk about SEC stuff. We'll get the Florida State Seminoles not looking good, and everybody fussed about them not being in the playoffs last year. Yeah, Alabama deserved it. And what do you think about Alabama without Nick Saban? Of course, it wasn't a very big opponent of the weekend that they beat. And my goodness, I can't believe Auburn let Alabama A&M get 3 points. Back in a moment. Stay with us. 73-3. Full Throttle says, stars and bars for life. There you go. Agent, thanks. I have loved to take my kids hunting. I have loved to take my kids hunting. Catherine Bach for life. Too sweet. Go ahead and get this.
The leader was Frank P. Walsh, a labor lawyer from Missouri. Led by Walsh from 1913 to 1915, the commission embarked on a sweeping investigation of the conditions of work in the United States. They conducted
Little Z, you still there?
that took them 154 days to complete. Interviewees
Whoa. For real? Gail, Catherine Bach's daughter is the girl that plays Chelsea on Young and the Restless. Ooh, wait. I did not know that. Well, thank you for letting me know, Gail. That's something I didn't know. Now we know why she's so sweet. When I was younger and skipped school, I hid out in the woods, told my dad I left, then I watched the Dukes of Hazzard reruns all afternoon. Yeah. I just didn't like Cousin Corey and Cousin Vance. That really wasn't, I didn't really like that all that much. Independent says, Martin, it's a super expensive process with no guarantee the judge. Oh, you're talking about getting your guns back. Jackie said, we got so many new people in the chat. Yes, we do. We appreciate them and appreciate everybody. I wonder if Jessica's still with us. I know Jesse is.
Uncover the facts and illuminate what matters. Democracy dies in darkness. That's where we come in. The Washington Post. Switch on. Subscribe today at WashingtonPost.com/iHeart.
Hey guys, it is Ryan. I'm not sure if you know this about me, but I'm a bit of a fun fanatic when I can. I like to work, but I like fun too. And now I can tell you about my favorite place to have fun.
Love all it. Yeah, we love you too, sister.
Social casino-style games to choose from. With new games released each week, you can play for free, and each day brings a new chance to collect daily bonuses. So join me in the fun. Sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. Everyone knows the
Yeah, we like urban hippies down here. I'm a hippie. Everybody right here loves the Grateful Dead and Pink Floyd. Even the guys that sit around and listen to Waylon Jennings love them.
For a limited time, save $50 on the Bartesian cocktail maker.
And we have a Red Robin here in Noonan. You fit in perfect.
NBC News Radio.
I'm
Tammy Trujillo. Hundreds of demonstrators set off smoke bombs at a protest in New York City Monday as they demanded a ceasefire in Israel's war in Gaza against.
Well, no, you'd be all right. People let you vote the way you want to vote here. They may not agree with you, but they let you vote. Hey, sweetie, 201. Hey, Ryan, how's everything with you? It's going great. Thank you very much. I hope everything's going great with you. The Dead are closer to bluegrass than anything. Yep, they love bluegrass around here. Red Robin, yum. Yeah, that's one of our favorite places to go and take the grandbaby when he comes up from. Where's Pete and Holly? They're doing okay. And Anna Marie. Well, Andrew Polanis is my lovely bride is taking care of the grandbaby, so she's probably sleeping in. Pete, he might have the week off. I don't know. Pete just popped up behind you. There he is. Good morning, Ryan of the Navajo Nation, everyone else. There's Pete. There he is. There's Pete. Anna Marie comes on. She watches. She just don't always comment, Gail. Patriot, my brother from another mother, the Minuteman Mountain Man. That's right. I'm on top of the Minuteman Mountain filming the next few episodes. I'm not sure my signal's strong enough to watch, but I'm wanting to drop in and say hi. Too much buffer, and that's all right. We appreciate you, Patriot. The Minuteman Mountain. He's filming some more of those guys. I've watched them. I love it. I love it. I love it. Does a great job. Pete says, I need another day off. Yeah, because you had to do like everybody else. You had to labor on Labor Day. God bless everyone and have all. Thank you, sweetie. Garth Brooks and Chris Stapleton got famous singing David Allan Coe songs. They did, didn't they, Randall? You're right about that. You were right about that. Not too far from me in Fayetteville is where the Zach Brown guys are from. And that's where they come into town to the music shop. We got a record shop here. And when the guys come into town, they go in and they get all the heavy metal records and all the punk rock records and all that stuff that they're in there. Metallica and Grateful Dead too. They get all that stuff. No luck. Pepper, good morning, Pepper. How you doing? I love Patriots videos too. Share Bear, it's about time you got back. We've been waiting for you. It's been a while. We've been crying about it. We have. You broke the hearts of ABC not being on. Martin said it was a Jameson weekend for him, Pete. Oh, I believe it, Pete. It probably. Hey, look, Martin's like, look, I'm 70 and I've already labored enough times to. That's all for you young folks. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to drink my favorite drink. So, Ryan, this is my other channel. I normally comment on my Premier Investment channel. Well, good morning to you, Premier Investment. I didn't know that was you. Labor Day is we take a day off from working, but people still work at their house. Terry C says, Ryan's talking smack because he was on time today. I know, right? When I'm on time, I'll talk some smack, Terry C. My truck driver, who will tell you, who told us the other day, Terry C's like, you bunch of lazy people take Labor Day. But people still were working at their house. But yeah, Premier Investments, Labor Day is a day. It's another holiday we take off. We had some stuff going on in downtown. They had Chick-fil-A here yesterday. I got one. But people still work. I walked by several people working in their yards yesterday, so give you that extra day off to work. Dadgum, we didn't get to catch up on our soap operas. Yep. Google don't know much. Yeah, we have a lot of holidays in the United States.
We're an independent agency with access to multiple carriers for home, auto, life, health, and commercial insurance. We're your one-stop.
I normally don't take them off. This is the first year I've took some of these holidays off that I knew since I was a kid.
755-7053. We look forward to meeting you soon.
I mean, I took all. Okay, let me say this. I wasn't on my show yesterday, but that didn't mean I didn't work here. I know, right? Enjoying life. I know you work in the yard, Pete. H.D. Reese has always got something. She's got a list for you. It's not the wife to-do list. It's the Pete to-do list. But we get less time off than most countries do from other jobs. That's true, Pepper. That's true. When you work in a creative field, there's no days off. You're right, in a pinch. You're right. But I like to take some time off to sleep. Sleep. Isn't that something people do? Share Bear said, I've been paying bills and working the switchboards. There you go. You labored on Labor Day, didn't you? Thank you for your laboring on Labor Day, sister. Independence says, sleep? What is that? I love it. Question marks like sleep. Yes, farmers are definitely the hardest working people in the world. But I'm glad they got better equipment now to help them out. I really do. I'm glad that they got some of them can get tractors that can run themselves and stuff. I'm glad it's easier on them now than it was in Paul's day on Little House on the Prairie. Terry says, I really shouldn't complain. In the 21 years of my Army service, I had my fair share of 3 or 4 day weekends, federal holidays, and training holidays. Uh-oh. That sounds cool. There you go. Well, we can try to have some quiet on the set because yes, it is awesome. 74 degrees out there in the metro Atlanta area of Newton, 75 in Atlanta, 76 in Auburn, Opelika, 74 in Lineville. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and if I don't see you again, a very, very fantastic good night on this Twisted Tuesday. We got Shane B coming up in the final period. He and I are going to talk movie reviews. I think we're going to have Richard Holdridge this morning. I got to check my feed and make sure he's going to be with us. We're going to talk a little sports. But first, ladies and germs, we got to say 78,000 plus of you worldwide over here on the Shoutcast, Shout It Out Loud, across the RyanORadio media page, Earth Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. We're across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, and finally across the Jordan Communication and Family Radio Stations, 99.1 FM, WQEE, in the Big Peach of the Metro Atlanta and Atlanta area. Also WZV in the Lineville, Alabama area, heading into Roanoke and everywhere on 90.5 FM. Good morning to Liz and the crew over there pulling us in there. Good morning to Share Bears joining us. Martin Deloach as well. We've got Premier Investments with us out of England in a pinch as well as always with us. Terry C., our truck driver and saluting our soldier, I want to tell you something. Someone I met yesterday during an event. Gail's with us as well. And Pepper, good morning to Pepper. Randall, my Bama fan, of course. My Alabama fan. Pete's with us from Noonan. And that's just Martin and Martin. Both our Martins are with us this morning, as always. Our elder statesmen and our lawyers. So there you go. That's what I like to say. Come up with good little names for all of our and Captain Hot Buns is with us this morning. I know he's still with us, as well as Jessica and Sweetleaf, Bob, Tim. Oh, Pete says hello to all you guys. So does Gail. Sweetleaf, Alice. Well, no, Sweetleaf, Sue, Tim, Bob, and Rodney K on the Navajo Nation. Alice, Michael, David, Helen in Canada, and also Vicky. God bless Vicky in the name of Jesus Christ. Her mom is in the hospital. We pray over her mom doing better in Jesus' name. Amen. Also, Diana in South Wales, Robert down in Australia, and Kiko in Japan, Konnichiwa, and of course, Sarah Bear from New Zealand, just to name a few. And everybody, there's 78,000 plus of you on the Shoutcast. I can't say everybody's name, so I'm just going to say John, Jane, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. That's going to cover about over half of the people listening there. Guys, and Terry C, you're going to love this news story if you haven't heard it. Yesterday, I was out in the metro Atlanta area of Newton, and guys, we had a big event in downtown. It was a Labor Day sale, and I was going around, of course, a video for Facebook, and put it on the Facebook. But let me go ahead and tell you, I met with our friends with the American Legion. I'm going to have them come on the show pretty soon on a Friday. You know, Fridays we always feature something in the metro Atlanta area of Newton or in Georgia or Alabama to show you what's going on here and how we're going to try to get you to come live with us there in the South there in a pinch. The American Legion, why you should be. Our friends there, I met with Randy and the crew yesterday, and they were just as friendly as can be and everything. We appreciate our friends with the American Legion. Veterans helping veterans, families, and communities. This is the group you guys need to be a part of so that if you're a veteran, it can help you out and you can help other veterans out because, you know, all of you guys and gals that go over there and lay the smack down on everybody else to give us our rights to run our mouths. We appreciate you and your families appreciate you too. And we know there's a lot of stuff you go through and everything for all the stuff you did. Some people come out, it doesn't affect them as much, but some people comes out, it's very, very much heavy on their hearts. So we want to take care of them as well. We're going to have them on the show. They've got some events coming up. We're going to be talking about those events as well. So bring them on the show. All right. Oh, wow. We appreciate everybody being with us. 15 minutes past the hour. We told you it's 74 degrees. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things. All Michael and the crew can exterminate and lay the smack down for you. USA don't look after veterans enough. We definitely don't do that, but we take care of the veterans, take care of one another here for sure. Pepper says, amen. My late husband ended up with PTSD from what he saw and had to do. I know. God bless him and thank him. I know he's passed away, but we still thank him for his service, Pepper, a real hero. And I do that. And that's when I met with this guy. I'm telling you, everybody was nice and friendly yesterday during this event, but the most friendly people were the American Legion guys. I'm telling you, most friendly people yesterday were the American Legion. I mean, they sit there and just talking to me. I mean, we're talking about music. We were talking about the radio station, and we're talking about what they did and what they were doing. I said, hey, I want to talk all about this. And they really, I was like, yes, sir. Bring you guys on. And I gave them my email. So send over emails today, and we'll put in our community events and everything. Awesome, says Terry C. Thank you, brother. DYL, good morning, y'all. Good morning, DYL. How you doing, my brother? Hope you're doing very, very well. I'm doing well on this day known as Twisted Tuesday. We still got movie reviews in the final period. Deadpool, man, and Wolverine taking the #1 spot again. They are going to they're making it's done. That movie's already paid for itself in the second week. This is like the fourth weekend in a row that it's took number one spot. It skipped a weekend where it went down, and I knew it was going to go back to number one. The Reagan movie did all right, but not as well as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to hit more of a higher percentage than it did, and it came in at number 4. I figured it'd come in at number 2, knocking Alien out. And Jessica, it ends with you. That romantic comedy is still there at number 3 that you can go check out. So there you go. One of our listeners asking about romantic movies, romantic comedies, romantic movies. It ain't a comedy, it's romantic movies. So they were asking about that. So there you go, ladies and germs. Oh my goodness. My favorite t-shirts reads, "Dysfunctional veterans stay back 100 meters." On the back, "Dysfunctional veterans stay back 100 meters." I know that's right. Respect them there, Randall. DYL, am I the only one who thinks that the Marvel universe is kind of repetitive? Nope, you don't. I think Shane believes the same way too. But this seems to be the only good movie. It's got Ryan Reynolds in it. Let's do it. The man owns a soccer team from Canada. They were talking about him possibly buying one of the hockey teams there. Also, he did the If movie that all the kids loved. I know my grandson did. This man is making a killing in every movie. He makes the movies. I think Ryan Reynolds being in the movie with Hugh Jackman, 2 great actors, is really what made this movie. And finally, they took whatever was wrote for him and made it. So, and then the alternate universes of the different Wolverines or whatever. But then also you got nothing else coming out right now that people are really wanting to really watch. Pepper says, "I was sad to hear they killed those hostages, that young 23-year-old boy from Virginia." Yes, we got that news coming up. Ryan, if I'm honest with you, I'm having a bad day up to now. I clicked on your channel and you always cheer me up and give me motivation. So thank you. God bless you there. I'll appreciate that, Premier Investments. I'm glad I can do that for you. Don't talk about my Marvel, said Pepper. Share Bear says, Mighty Ducks remake. Is there going to be one going to be remade? Yeah. We'll talk more about all that coming up in the next period and everything. Is there going to be one? That would be pretty cool. Just Emilio Estevez is always the one I've been into doing that, but I don't know. Beetlejuice comes out this Friday. Anyone going to see Beetlejuice? My kids are really excited about it. Beetlejuice. From what Shane said last week, he's going to give it a chance. And Shane B don't give many movies a chance. And his friends all say the same thing. He don't like anything. But he's ready to give this a chance. DYL says, true, going to the theater hasn't been the same since COVID. Maybe filming companies aren't confident anymore. That's true. Cher Bear says she's going to see Beetlejuice. Just make sure you guys don't take a date like Lauren Boebert. You know, I'm just kidding. It will be in the dark. I'm just kidding. Guys don't know what, you have to look that up. Little Z says, I'm back. Just had to take my medication. Good, sister. So Pepper and Share Bear both are going to see it. Oh, wow. Sounds good to me. All right, before we get into any other news, which of these TV shows had the best TV movies to kind of complete their television, their stories in a way? Growing Pains. Of course, Maggie goes off to Washington and gets to be a senator. Kids are grown, 15% votes. They did 2 movies. Dukes of Hazzard, a couple of them afterwards, 55%. Enos comes back, wants to marry Daisy. Daisy and them, she's running from her husband or something like that. I don't know. But Roscoe Pico traded down 55% of the votes. Family Ties. Alex and the family go to Europe on vacation, 6% of the votes. And 24% of the votes, Dallas. Everything from afterwards to a prequel of how the unions got their money and struck it big in the oil business. So there you go. Speaking of meds, said Martin, he's going to get some of his daily gummies. Yeah, just don't share them. You got to take a half of them. Those things are too potent, guys. So there you go. That's some of the stuff. That's some of the stuff right there that is going on. All right, let's jump into headline news for you this morning. A couple of headline news stories. Checking out the headlines this morning. Protesters drawing at least 700,000 people took place across Israel over the weekend. They continue more planned protests this morning as opposed to the government's failure for a safe return of hostages after 6 people were killed near the borders that were covered and near the borders of Gaza, including that of an Israel-American leader. Hamas used Palestinians to attack Israelites. Wow. And of course, we heard about that and Pepper just talked about that in there. Other news, NHC tracking a 2 Atlantic disturbance during the peak of hurricane season. 6 children ejected from an SUV, severely injured in a San Antonio crash. This happened in Texas. U.S. seizes plane owned by a Venezuelan president bought illegally in Florida. What? Yeah, they're getting them there. U.S. and South Korea stage an assault to drill a counter growth in North Koreans' threats. Those are just a few news stories you can read for yourself. The Netherlands' digital watchdog said on Tuesday has issued a $33.7 million fine against U.S.-based Clearview AI for illegally gathering facial recognition data. They didn't like that over the Netherlands. The Dutch Data Protection Authority charged the Clearview AI, I guess from Clearview, Florida, which specializes in facial recognition, has built an illegal database with billions of photos of people's faces and of residents of the Netherlands and other countries. What? They would never do that, would they? They're not going to take our faces and do something with them, are they? No. They're not going to put false stuff on the internet and make it like people are doing that and saying it. They would never do that. That's just in the future. Wait a minute, we are in the future. The authority says that the Clearview AI, which offers this service in intelligence and investigation services, is illegal in their country. Wow. How about that, guys? That's crazy, Sharebear. Yes, it is. How about that? Like, subscribe, and share to the YouTube page. Get it out there to everybody. Sweet Lee says, man, I'm glad I live on the Navajo Nation. Bob says, you people are going crazy off of this. They better not come and try to get in my face. Tim says, I'll break their camera if they take a picture of my face. Oh, I know the future's here, Martin. I was making fun of it in that way. Wow. In the future, they would never do that. They would never take our faces and use it and make it like we're going to go do crimes. No, not me and you. They're going to put in Ryan's out there with the protests doing things, destroying people. That was Ryan O'Neal, the radio DJ out of Georgia. It's like, but I can't get there. Pepper's laughing. They break the cameras in the UK and says, can't. Our Canadian listeners are just sitting there in awe this morning. Al says, I cannot believe that. Wow. Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable. All of it is unbelievable. Eliza, good afternoon, everyone. Spring in South Africa. We had rain yesterday. Fun for you. It's starting to cool off here. It's not cold. It's starting to cool off here and feel good. So spring there. So you're getting ready for the bugs to come in and stuff. Watch out for them, Eliza. Well, we appreciate you being with us. Good afternoon to you, being a part of the show from all the way from Africa this morning. All right, guys, the Los Angeles freeway was shut down for a little bit in LA. Yeah. All right. Let me tell you what happened. The morning commute came for a halt over the weekend after a semi-truck covered the road with boxes of French fries. Where was the ketchup at? Where was the ketchup at? Where was the ketchup at? Anyway, covering the roadways in boxes at 3:02 a.m. West Coast time, southbound lane of 5 freeway near Stadium Way was shut down. No injuries reported. Cleanup took up till about 11:15 a.m. and traffic was back to normal there. Woohoo! French fries on the roadways. They were frozen. Too bad I went around. I'd have grabbed some of them, threw them in the car. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't have did that. Elisa says she loved watching Dallas years ago. There you go. Catching up. There you go. Gail says, Sweetleaf has the Skinwalkers take care of business for them on the Navajo Nation. Sweetleaf says, we don't talk about the Skinwalkers. Sue says, I agree with you. Yes. Bob says, yes, they do. They're all, Sweetleaf's not talking about it there, Gail. Catching up. That's right. They're catching up. All right. Oh, wow. The ketchup was hanging out with the mustard. Oh, ching, there you go. That's right, Pepper. Little Z says, well, I don't take gummies, but I do take 32 different types of medicine. God bless you, young lady. Oh, wow. Well, a financial advisor's website is now seeking Good morning.
Yeah.
Hey, who is this?
Oh, am I on the air?
Yes. You didn't want to be on the air?
Oh, man.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, it's cool because I guess we can start our segment now.
All right, well, hold on a second. We'll start our segment after this. That's Richard Holdridge. We'll get with him after the break. I completely almost forgot. I knew you were calling, but I didn't check the time. So hold on, Richard. All right, we're going to be back here in a moment.
Labor Day threw us off.
It sure did, man. It sure did. All right, let's go ahead and finish up this one right quick. Pumpkin spice. They're trying to get some pumpkin spice. They're going to have you taste pumpkin spice treats for, Trader Joe's. And they're going to pay you $1,000 to do so. Hey, you guys want to get paid $1,000 to eat pumpkin spice stuff? I know Martin's going to say, you couldn't pay me $1 million to do it. Back in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with us. We go inside the Friday Night Light scoreboard right after this. Woo! All right, brother. Hope you had a good Labor Day. Hope you had a good Labor Day, brother.
Yeah.
Good. Well, we don't have to pick the hits this week because we did that last week for the games coming up this week. So we'll just talk about college football. We're probably gonna make Mac McGee a little mad because we're gonna talk about his team this morning losing again. You had a member of the 49ers get shot. He's doing well.
Yeah, he's going to miss the first 4 games.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah.
And in a Breman High School another kid got injured over the weekend. I don't know if we're just starting football too early or what. What's going on?
Oh, that's great. I'm gonna try to go closer to the house.
All right.
Wi-Fi.
Okay, no problem.
Because I got 2 bars.
Okay.
I was trying to go for a walk in the neighborhood, and man, my cell phone service just.
I know about that, brother.
Terrible.
Pepper says.
The cell towers are not all that great right now. I'm gonna go hop on the Wi-Fi.
All right, sounds good. I know all about that. Well, Pepper from Virginia says good morning to you, Richard.
Virginia.
Yes, it is. Well, I got listeners from all around the world, around the country, so they get to.
School at Virginia, Fort Gregg Adams.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
But I don't know about Virginia Tech. I can't believe they lost Stanford.
All right. Well, there were some good games over the weekend. It doesn't really matter. Auburn won. Auburn made me feel good.
Yeah.
73-3.
You got to impose your will on inferior opponents.
I know, right?
Really, with the college football playoff, it's about style for you.
Oh, I know.
You can't take weeks off like Oregon did. They're probably going to fall in the rain.
That's true. That's true.
That could cost you a college football playoff spot.
It could.
Have you been considering a career in real estate? At Keller Williams Realty Atlanta Partners, we prepare you to excel in your real estate career by providing a work and training, family-based culture, and needs and race routines to build a business that lasts. If you're interested in learning about our pre-licensed
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes. I can hear you now.
Hold up. Oh.
All right, we're getting ready to go on, brother. Yeah, there we go. There's that theme music coming on. You know what that means. Oh, I feel it all right. I feel it, and it's perfect weather out there this morning for it. Oh, yes, it is. Friday nights are a great night for football, but so is Saturday afternoon, Sunday nights, Monday evenings, Monday nights, Thursday evenings, and, of course, Twisted Tuesday mornings. We welcome into the show our sports analyst. He's the host of the Sports Beat weekdays from 2 to 3 right here on the network and on WQEE all over. He's also with Georgia Alabama Sports Live, which presents the Sports Beat. He's been all over calling high school football, basketball, baseball, softball, volleyball, everything you can think of to professional sports. Please welcome our friend. He's a father, he's a husband, he's a military man, and he's off today, finally. Please welcome Richard Holdridge. Good morning, Richard.
What is going on with you today? I hope that you had a great Labor Day. I know that I did. Oh, this is a big day for me. I'm excited. I'll tell you about it later.
All right.
Yeah, this is a huge milestone. If you follow me on social media, you kind of know where I'm going with this.
Oh, I know exactly where you're going with this. Big milestone today. We can't wait for that. And we'll talk about it before we get out of here. Of course, we've already did our picks to hit for last week for week 1 of NFL action. So we're just going to leave that for this week since we've already did those picks last week, because I really did it last week not knowing whether you would be here this week or not. So, but I'm glad you're able to join us. We're going to talk about NFL football. We're going to talk about something that's happening in the NFL with a 49ers rookie. We'll talk about that in a moment. Also, we're going to talk about college football from over the weekend. I got to say, War Eagle 73-3 over Alabama A&M. We'll talk about that. But first, let's do a little high school review. Bremen High School football quarterback is said to be doing all right after a serious injury during a football game on Friday night against their rivals, Bowden. The young man is now doing all right, but I think he had to undergo some surgery. This is the second weekend in a row that we're hearing about something going on in high school football, Richard. Like this.
They're taking the precautions to try to make this game safer.
Right.
But sometimes you just never know. These are freak accidents that happen. And I'm just glad that he's going to be okay.
Me too.
Right now, that's all we can do is just pray and
Yep.
just hope for a speedy recovery. But yeah, it's sad that this happens. It doesn't happen that often in the country, but you got back-to-back weeks. I mean, that's tough.
Back-to-back weeks. Alabama quarterback last week passing away through an head injury. This weekend, a quarterback for Breman over in Breman, Georgia. His name is Carson. Carson's doing well this morning. They did have to have at a operation, but thank God he is doing well. And I mean, we love our high school football in the South for sure. It's a big thing, especially in Georgia, Alabama, Florida, around this area. It's a big, big thing. But we never want to see these children injured for our entertainment, for our purpose, for what they're doing. We know they're hitting hard. This is just the first few weeks of high school football in Georgia, and the games are going to get closer and closer to being, I would say, more relevant as they get closer to playoffs. And I got to say, second weekend in a row, I'm going to try to get him on the show this week sometime because I was off yesterday. Coach Tommy Lewis and the Landmark Christian War Eagles, they took a big win over the weekend on Thursday over Towers. My goodness, 35-18. 2 weeks in a row, the Landmark Christian Eagles are making it known that they are here to play this season.
Coach Tommy Lewis, I think that Landmark Christian is just continuing to improve from their season last year. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the War Eagles can do this season.
I definitely am as well. And I'm going to try to get him on the show later this week or tomorrow or Thursday or something during the first hour, guys, for those who want to hear more about that. North Cobb beat EC 27-20. Carrollton, of course, over Rome 44-22. That was a big game, featured everywhere. Noonan defeated their opponents 20-6. And this one we knew because I had a guest on Friday's show talking about some local sports here. Northside beating Northgate 22-2. We kind of expected this to happen, Richard.
That is really good this year. And when you have a quarterback like Cade Clay, who's a 3-year starter,
right,
and you have a dynamic receiver/running back in Kingston Rivers, and Jay Jackson also rushed for 100 yards. Northside is just playing on another level, and they took it to a Northgate team that they were both in the same region last year.
Right.
And Northgate ended up beating Northside to get the number 2 seed.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit of payback down at Kinnett Stadium, and Northside was able to get the victory.
Definitely so. And Northgate is rebuilding this season, for people who don't know. Sandy Creek defeated LaGrange, Hardaway over Greenville, and, of course, Opelika beat Callaway 48-13. I think it was no surprise in that one, but that border rival thing, that's probably one of the most exciting things I've seen in a while. Opelika and Callaway playing. I want to see more of these games. I know you do too. What's your thoughts on the border war?
More border wars. I would love to see Valley take on Drew County.
Yep.
I would love to see, in Columbus and Phoenix City, maybe now that Glenwood's in the AHSAA, I would love for Glenwood to take on a Columbus or a Shaw or let's pump our brakes on Central Carver. I actually think that Central is a national brand now.
Yep.
I think that the playing the teams that are close nearby, it doesn't really do anything for their national brand. They need to go play the best team in Missouri, try to get on ESPN. They're going to play IMG Academy in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
Central is now a national brand.
They are
going to end up being on ESPN.
They are.
Like a Grayson or Carrollton.
Exactly.
Or a Milton. I mean, these are national brands now.
It definitely is. It definitely is. So we're going to definitely see that. I'm excited for Central, the Red Devils. And, of course, some of the other games over the weekend, Valley beating Smith Station. This one was a surprise to some, not to me, but the Beulah Bobcats beat the Lynette Panthers 38-21 over there in Beulah land.
And I'm penciling that game on September 20th when Glenwood will travel to Beulah to take on the Beulah Bobcats. It'll be a region contest.
That's going to be a good game. Beulah is going to actually give Glenwood an opportunity, a game, I believe, because when I was checking up on it, Beulah just run over Lynette. Lynette has been unstoppable the last several seasons. I know they're in a rebuilding seasons, new coaches, all this kind of stuff. But, man, it was something that I never thought to see Beulah come out on top. So this season, we've seen a lot of great things. Landmark Christian War Eagle coming back to their glory days. Beulah going back to their glory days. Glenwood, of course, moving on over. Valley doing their thing. And we got a few years that Valley and Lafayette are going to be coming together to form one school pretty soon. So that's just some of the games. Before we get into any college, what about Harris County and Carver?
Absolutely amazing game. Harris County is defeating Carver 15-6.
Yes.
This was our Georgia-Alabama Sports Live game of the week. Both teams were 2-0 facing each other. Harris County is now 3-0. They travel down to Albany to take on Doherty. And then they'll take on Jonesboro. They have an opportunity to start 5-0.
Yeah.
They've never started 5-0 in school history. And I'm also penciling that game September 27th up at Danny Durham Field. They will take on their longtime rival, Northside. And by the way, both teams could end up being undefeated going into that game. Now, Northside, they play Monroe, but next week they play Carver.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna go ahead and tease it because
Okay, do it.
I'm gonna be on the call for Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
There you go.
I will be calling Carver Northside. I'm
Ooh,
excited about that.
that's an exciting one. Guys, get all the scores from East Alabama, West Georgia, all the way from over there where our friends at Georgia Alabama Sports Live to our friends at Hometown Sports, bringing you all the sports, and we'll put it on our WQEE page for you, all the high school games in Georgia and Alabama, because every team is important to us in both sides of the border. So let's head on over to college. My War Eagles defeating 73-3 over Alabama A&M, dominating. This first weekend I knew was going to be kind of one of those weekends where most of the teams are going to come out on top like we expected and everything. Good morning, ABC. How you doing? I'm excited that Auburn got a big win, but I really wanted it over a bigger team. But Alabama A&M, great team there, do a good job, but they only got 3 points. Your thoughts on Auburn, how they looked in that game, just because they were taking on a team of, I would say, not as up to Auburn standards. What were some of the mistakes that you think were made in that game that they need to clean up as they head into week 2?
It's going to be just fine. We're starting to see a new trend.
Okay.
Teams are not going to look down for teams or look ahead to the next week or not play your starters. I think that Auburn proved that they were the better team. Peyton Thorne looked great on offense. Cam Coleman, the freshman, had an impact. He had a touchdown. Jarquez Hunter, they didn't run the ball as well as they could have.
Right.
They did still rush for 170 yards, but it was the passing of Peyton Thorne
Right.
that got the Auburn offense going. And I do think that because of the 12-team playoff,
Right.
that teams are going to be okay with taking a loss. If they end up losing a game,
Right.
that's going to be okay. In the past, teams were like, hey, we're gonna rest these starters because we're taking on a cupcake team. Sometimes you end up in a game where you're tied with the Citadel at halftime.
Yeah. Exactly. Alabama.
Overlook this opponent. I don't think that's going to be the case this year because of the 12-team playoff.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want to risk injury, but also you're going to play your best, especially against an FCS opponent. I think that Auburn proved that Hugh Freeze is building something where they could possibly go 8-4, 9-3. I think 9-3 would be a great season for Auburn. I was looking at the schedule. I think that they could sneak a win against Kentucky. I think they can sneak a win against Missouri. I do think that the opponents are going to be the most toughest is Georgia and Alabama. I think that
I agree.
in the schedule, it's looking like those are going to be 2 losses guaranteed. Auburn fans, you can come at me. If Auburn beats Georgia in October, I'll be eating crow, and then you can rat on me.
I'll do it. I'll do it for them on our side since I'm an Auburn guy. But I'm not going to disagree with you that it won't be Georgia and Alabama won't be their toughest. I feel like Alabama, I think we got the Iron Bowl is going to be our chance to take it this year. I know that they want to prove themselves with the new coaching staff, and with Nick Saban being on pregame with Pat McAfee, the wrestling announcer. I want to let everybody know he's a wrestling announcer, guys. I want you to know that's what he went in. He got into all that. Just to let everybody know he's Pat McAfee, radio show host, whatever. He was a wrestling announcer too. But anyway, Alabama defeating WKU. I expected this. It was a 63-0 victory. First game without Nick Saban at the helm as the captain of the ship. Your thoughts on the Alabama? We know the team is there, but I'm talking about the staff itself.
The board would not be a downgrade. That
Right.
their offense would be more explosive. I do think that maybe they might not be buttoned up as a Nick Saban coach team. I mean, they're celebrating after an interception. I mean, that would never happen under a Nick Saban coach team.
No.
But Kalen Moore is letting them loose a little bit. They're having fun. And
Right.
they do have a little swagger to them. I love the fact that you have a 17-year-old that should be in high school right now,
Right.
in the class, that had 2 touchdowns. He had a big impact on the game, Ryan Williams. Only a 17-year-old. And
Wow.
that is incredible. And then Jalen Milroe doing his thing. I mean, you can't get any more efficient than what Jalen Milroe did in that first half.
There you go.
They had some garbage time, but they imposed their will on a Western Kentucky team, which I thought TJ Finley
Right.
he's played Alabama before.
Right.
I thought that he was going to be able to move the ball on that Alabama defense. Not so fast. Nope. That Alabama defense, Cade Womack, he's a good defensive coordinator. And don't look down, but I do think that this is going to bump Alabama up in the rankings.
I believe it.
Drops in the new AP poll.
Right.
I think that Alabama is the 3rd best team in the SEC behind Georgia and Texas. Right now, as we speak,
I agree.
with Ole Miss, Tennessee right below Alabama.
Yeah,
But it is going to be a fascinating race for the SEC crown. And I still believe that about 5 or 6 teams from the SEC are going to get into the college football playoff.
I agree with you on that one. And 1 or 2 big games over the weekend. I know one of the other ones you were into was Notre Dame and Texas A&M, but Georgia and Clemson, 34-3. I expected more of a game out of Clemson this past weekend, but Georgia continues dominating what they do in college football with Kirby Smart as at the helm of their ship. And I could see another Georgia run for a championship this season.
It's coming. It's Dabo Swinney not embracing the transfer portal.
Right.
Clemson is not the team they were when they had that incredible run, winning the 2 national titles, making it to the college football playoff every year from 2015, 2019. Where are the skilled position players?
That's a
DeAndre
question.
Hopkins. Where's the T. Higgins? They don't exist. Where's the Hunter Renfrow? Where's
Exactly.
the Travis Etienne, Trevor Lawrence, Deshaun Watson?
Stay tuned.
You've got
Stay
to
tuned. We're going to have
on those players.
Deadpool
Gabe
and
Newton,
Wolverine. Shane Bezo
okay,
coming up.
quarterback, but sometimes you'll miss on a left tackle. Sometimes you
Right.
miss on a wide receiver. And Clemson just doesn't have the players because Dabo Swinney has not embraced the transfer portal. Get this stat, Ryan.
What?
Only 4 teams in the entire college football landscape at the FBS level did not have any transfers on their team. The other 3 teams, the service academies, Army, Navy, and Air Force.
Whoa.
Clemson was the other team.
Wow.
You've got to embrace the transfer portal.
Definitely.
Everybody is doing it. I mean, stop being stubborn. You're going to end up losing your job. I saw the buyout for Dabo Swinney.
Wow.
Like $60 million.
Wow.
You don't think a Clemson booster is going to try to pony up and
They
try to
will.
get Dabo Swinney out of there and bring in a coach that will embrace the transfer portal? Because now Clemson is not relevant as a national championship contender. They're barely fighting to try to win the ACC. Look at their record the last couple of years.
Right.
They have fallen off. And
It's not Clemson of yesteryear. No.
will not embrace the transfer portal. But I do want to throw it on Georgia. Georgia looked fantastic.
Yeah, they did.
Because they reload every year.
Definitely
A
so.
running back in Nate Frazier, who had a lot of carries, great impact because Trevor Etienne was out of the game. It doesn't really matter. And Malachi Starks had probably one of the greatest picks I've ever seen. Carson Beck looked efficient.
For sure.
I do think that Georgia has a chance I just think that, Alabama, Texas, and Ole Miss are the three teams
They are.
that stand in their way.
They will.
But this was complete dominance.
It was.
Team that they are just they're on another level.
They are. They are.
It's the level of Nick Saban 10 years ago. But
Wow. Saban fans may not like that, but I hear you what you're saying. All right, we could talk college football all day because we don't have but a little bit more time with you. And I want to talk about what happened to a 49ers rookie here in a minute. But first, I want to get one more game out there. There's so many other great games, but I want to talk about LSU. Oh, my goodness. That was a big loss to USC. And there's so much chatter going everywhere about him and his job and LSU losing. Your thoughts on that game?
Officially on the hot seat.
I knew that.
You cannot start the 5 openers that LSU has had.
Right.
0-5.
Nope.
College football playoff contender. They got too tough of a schedule. This was a game that you had to win.
Yep.
And because they blew this game, because they had a chance to win it when they were down 20-17 and LSU was marching down and they could have scored a touchdown and put the game away.
Yes.
Blew it. You let USC back in the game, a stupid penalty. USC scores the touchdown with hardly any time left.
Exactly.
And that was your ball game. That falls on coaching.
Exactly.
It's not good enough right now. I thought that getting the DC from Missouri to come over would improve the defense. Well, clearly the defense
It did not.
has not improved. And I think LSU is going to probably lose 2-3 games and miss out on the college football playoff. And now Ryan Kelly
See you, Kelly.
on the hot seat. He was brought over
See ya.
because he was such a great coach at Notre Dame.
Yes.
LSU was like Ed Ogeron. He did win a national title.
He did. I liked it.
But you have 3 different coaches win national championships. And I know that LSU fans, little unrealistic. Brian Kelly's still a good coach, but the expectations are so high. I think that there's some LSU boosters that want to try to run him out of town. I'm wondering what the buyout is on Brian Kelly.
I don't know what that is. Maybe Bryce Coon would know.
Bryce Coon covers LSU for 24/7 Sports. I'm sure that he has got a lot of storylines that he's trying to come up with about this loss to USC.
He's going to be talking about, and Bryce is not one not to tell it like it is. We both know that. So, you know what I'm saying? We both know Bryce and how he's going to be. So there you go. Well, we could talk college football all day long, but NFL picks to hit already on there for this week, guys. This is week 1 this week. We've already talked about that last week, but I want to get into this. A 49ers rookie released from the hospital after an attempted robbery shooting. You heard about this. I know you're a 49ers guy, and what's going on in that camp?
Just glad that he's okay. I don't like it when athletes get themselves into situations like this. I mean, where was the security?
Yep.
I mean, somebody really messed up on this as far as security goes. I'm just glad that he is okay. I mean, he could have easily died. I mean, right there. He's going to be out for the first 4 games of the season, obviously, as he's recovering. But I'm glad he's okay, and I still think he's going to make a big impact on the 49ers this year.
Sounds good. Personal internet on my phone. Welcome back, guys. I don't know what happened. Trying to take it over all social media. I don't know exactly what happened. My phone is not working and everything's connected to the internet feed. All my internet feeds are down. And I'm only back because my phone has its own internet feed. My phone has its own internet feed, so whatever internet's on my phone is what's feeding me now. I don't know what happened to. Oh no, tree people was cutting trees down, limbs downtown. Well, they'll have to pay me $1,500, $2,500 every time something has each hour we're off. Sorry, guys. I had to go and say I better get on my internet feed. I mean, the lights flashed before all this happened. So, sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. We're the only ones that's on the only feed on right now. I'm not gonna be able to get. I'm not gonna be able to get him on Shane on this morning because of the. So you're saying there was a tree people knocked down? No, the show wouldn't be over that early. I was sitting here and it flip. My internet is just completely down all over the studio, except for I'm using my internet on my phone. So I don't know how. Oh, well, good thing we're on radio. Going to continue to grow. Well, we're just going to have to talk about whatever we're going to talk about because it looks like I'm not going to be able to get.
Are you ready to own your future? The 7th annual Sisters in Sales Summit is
My guest on until it comes back up. I don't understand. I'm pretty blurry. On my end, I'm not too blurry. I'm in a loop. What? I don't understand what's going on over here. Let me go check this and make sure. Yeah, good thing I'm on my own personal internet. I went and rebooted the internet.
Same great taste, the best chicken around. Fish dinners, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's Wishbone Fried Chicken right next door to the former.
It's a good thing we're on here, so I can't call out or anything like that. They come get me, guys. You'll at least you'll see it. I hope it's not a router malfunction. I hope it's just I'll reboot that over there, but I don't know what happened. The lights flashed before everything went off. The lights were flashing, and sometimes downtown they like to turn things off and mess things up. And I knew it was more than that because all of my feeds over here started acting up, or all my